Number 6. 2026 Ford Model T Roadster. Deep navy blue coachwork flowing like liquid midnight over curves that shouldn't exist on something wearing a Model T badge. Those massive polished aluminum wheels are the automotive equivalent of showing up to a knife fight with a flamethrower. Circular LED eyes staring through your soul like they know what you searched last Tuesday. This thing is 1920s mob boss meets intergalactic warlord, and honestly, I'm terrified and slightly aroused. Step inside and you're drowning in diamond-quilted navy leather that cost more than most people's college education. The cockpit is carbon fiber and chrome having an existential conversation about what vintage elegance actually means in 2026. Supposedly, and I say supposedly because Ford hasn't confirmed they've completely lost their sanity yet, there's a twin turbocharged 7.2-liter V12 hybrid hiding under that hood. 1,200 horses just showed up to a Model T. Read that sentence again and tell me we're not living in a simulation. Number 5. The 2026 Cadillac Model 30. Rolls up in sweeping midnight black convertible glory, blinding chrome accents, classic white wall tires screaming old money so loud the neighbors 3 states over can hear it. This is a mafia boss from the future attending his own trial and winning. It's 1930s grandeur that went to the gym, got massive, and came back with a revenge body made of aggression and architectural insanity. Pop the door and reality fractures. You're sinking into diamond-quilted leather softer than a cloud's therapist while surrounded by a fully digital edge-to-edge curved glass cockpit. It's like the Great Gatsby threw a party, invited Elon Musk, and things got wildly out of hand. 5-star luxury penthouses are filing restraining orders against this interior. Now let's talk about the absolute demon living underneath. A custom-built 12-liter hyper engine with copper accents pumping out 2,800 horsepower. 2,800! You don't tap the gas pedal in this thing, you politely suggest forward motion and it teleports you to the next dimension. It's American muscle in a tailored tuxedo holding a loaded weapon. The price? $25 million. That makes it the most valuable American classic revival vehicle in recorded human history. It's not a car, it's a financial middle finger to everyone who thought sensible was a virtue. Wait, hold on. Smash that like button right now because what I'm about to show you next makes $25 million look like grocery money. At number 4, the 2026 Ford Model A Coupe arrives in futuristic white pearl that doesn't just shine, it assaults your retinas. Circular LED halo headlights staring you down like the car itself is judging your credit score. It's not aggressive, it's art that happens to have 1,200 horsepower and severe anger management issues. The aerodynamic silhouette flows like someone drew a car inside a lucid dream, and Ford's engineers said, yeah, we can build that, watch this. 24-inch chrome wheels that look like they were stolen from a spaceship parked illegally outside Area 51. At the rear, a continuous LED light bar stretches edge to edge with 0 gaps, just one glowing streak of pure, unfiltered flex. The badge says Model A, the energy says your entire garage just became irrelevant. Swing open that door and just breathe. Cream leather so impossibly soft, it feels like a cloud got stitched together by someone with unlimited funding and unresolved childhood trauma. Ambient golden lighting wraps the cabin like you're sitting inside a luxury suite doing 200 on the Autobahn. The panoramic digital cockpit stretches across your entire field of vision. The center console has a handcrafted crystal gear selector just sitting there like a trophy you get to touch every time you shift. Under the hood lives a hand-built twin turbocharged V8 hybrid screaming 1,200 horses into existence. 0 to 60 in 2.1 seconds. That's faster than your brain can process the fact that it just happened to you. Top speed allegedly north of 250 miles per hour. The entire body is carbon fiber. Active aerodynamics adjust on the fly. This isn't transportation, it's a physics experiment with climate control. $2.5 million, 100 units. 97 years after the original Model A changed everything, Ford might be doing it again, and the streets are absolutely not prepared. Number 3, the 2026 Volkswagen Samba van. dripping in liquid metallic crimson that flows over aerodynamic curves like liquid luxury on a marble countertop. It's sitting on turbine wheels so massive they look like they could physically dice vegetables. This thing makes every other van on the road look like a rolling trash receptacle with self-esteem issues. It's giving billionaire supervillain who still needs to drop the kids off at soccer but refuses to do it quietly. Inside is hand-stitched ox-blood captain's chairs, exotic wood veneer stripped from forests that probably require security clearance to visit, and a panoramic glass canopy so you can stare at pedestrians from low orbit. The cabin feels less like a vehicle and more like a luxury penthouse that happens to have wheels and a deeply concerning amount of horsepower. Speaking of horsepower, let's talk about the absolute chaos under the hood, an octo-turbo hybrid V16. 8 turbos. Why do you need 8 active turbochargers in a van? You don't, but rumor has it this weapon pushes out 2,400 horsepower. 2,400 horses in a vehicle designed to carry groceries. 0 to 60 in 1.8 seconds. You will literally leave your soul at the traffic light wondering what just happened and if it needs therapy. The price allegedly sits at $4.85 million. You could buy an island. You could buy a politician. You could buy several politicians and an island, but instead you bought a Volkswagen van that breaks the sound barrier and possibly several international laws. The math isn't mathin', but the vibe is heavily, aggressively, unapologetically valid. At number 2, the 2026 Mercedes-AMG. Liquid black gloss Obsidian Hyper GT moving like it has a personal grudge against wind resistance. It's a shooting brake that swallowed a hypercar whole. Flared fenders widening the stance like a heavyweight stepping into the ring with bad intentions. Those piercing quad LED optics don't just illuminate the road, they interrogate it for crimes it hasn't committed yet. Slide into the cockpit and you're stepping into a high security vault at 3 in the morning. Cream perforated leather feeling like silk against the jagged cold reality of exposed carbon fiber. Then there's the wall-to-wall AMG Hyperscreen, a digital horizon bathed in electric blue ambient light. This isn't a cabin, it's a command center for decisions that alter timelines. We're hearing whispers of a monstrous twin-turbocharged V12 hybrid powertrain generating 2,200 horsepower. That's not a spec sheet, that's a threat. It creates enough torque to warp asphalt and make the horizon feel like it's being pulled toward you by industrial magnets. It's violent engineering disguised as luxury, a machine of destruction that treats physics like a suggestion from someone it doesn't respect. Standing in the silence afterwards, you realize you're looking at a masterpiece of uncertainty, a $4 million middle finger to the status quo that might only ever exist in the dreams of people with offshore accounts and private runways. This is the ultimate manifestation of Mercedes-AMG going absolutely feral. It's not a car, it's a warning written in carbon fiber and rage. But there's one machine that makes everything we just talked about look like a warm-up act. One machine coming that doesn't compete, it erases the entire conversation. This is the 2026 Rolls-Royce Phantom, and by the time this section ends, you'll understand exactly why this might be the most significant luxury automobile ever conceived by human hands. That ultra-thin floating silver roof canopy looks like a spaceship had a child with a luxury yacht and raised it on old money and new physics. The body flows in one single unbroken curve from that iconic chrome upright grille because they'd never abandoned that face, all the way back to a dramatically sharp pointed tail. No interruptions, just liquid metal poetry and Arctic white pearl metallic, the kind of luminous finish that looks like frozen moonlight wrapped around pure elegance. When sunlight hits this machine, it doesn't reflect, it glows like divinity took physical form and decided to commute. Inside, creamy white hand-stitched Nappa leather wraps every surface your fingertips will ever touch. The interior feels like a stepping into a cloud made of cashmere and generational wealth. The steering wheel, classic Rolls-Royce design with that iconic RR logo centered, multi-spoke, perfectly weighted, wrapped in leather that cost more than most people's monthly rent. It's heritage you can hold in your hands. The dashboard flows in one continuous curve, no harsh angles, no aggression, just smooth, calming liquid luxury.
The instrument cluster, a sleek digital display glowing softly against that pristine white interior, and the contrast is mesmerizing.
900 horses in a 2.5-ton luxury spacecraft delivers 0 to 60 in 3.4 seconds. Let that marinate. This weighs as much as a small moon. It has more luxury features than 5-star hotels, and it accelerates faster than a Porsche 911 Carrera. Physics is having an identity crisis. Top speed whispers past 200 miles per hour. Not that you'd ever need it, but knowing you could hit double century while sitting on hand-stitched white leather staring at your personal galaxy, that's the entire point. Drop a comment right now and tell me this. If you had to choose between that V16 Cadillac Model 30 at $25 million or this Phantom at 1.2 and you're spending your actual money, no flexing, just real life, what do you pick? I need to know because that answer says everything about who you are. I read every single one. Smash that like button if any of these